Today, we're taking a look at the 5.16 Shorty in Recon Breakpoint. This was a gun I felt like making a video on because I have been using it a lot lately and I've been enjoying my time with it, so I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the gun and see how this thing plays against both Sentinel and Wolf targets. But before we do that, let's set this thing up. We're gonna go with the ASR standard magazine, the ASR suppressor, the ATP IAL X3 laser, the EXP S3 sight, the UBR Gen 2 stock, an auto single trigger, and lastly the grip pod for the underbarrel. Now that we have this thing all set up, I'm going to discuss why I chose the parts that I did, but before we do that, let's test this thing out against both Sentinel and Wolf targets, single shot, center mass, so we're going to see how well this thing takes them down. We're going to start off with Sentinel using a suppressor. 3 shots with a suppressor without a suppressor now. 2 shots confirmed. Let's do Wolves with a suppressor. 8 shots without a suppressor now. 6 shots confirmed. Alright, so just to go over why I chose the parts that I did, I of course went with that tri-laser because it gives us a solid 10% reduction in the horizontal recoil. It also comes with a decrease of 7% in the time to aim, as well as a decrease in the shot spread by 10%. So these are 3 bonuses you will absolutely want and need for the 5.16 Shorty, because you saw those test guys. This gun isn't the most powerful gun ever, but we can make it so that it does a solid job at dropping those targets when you have it set to automatic firing at a close range, and that's actually the preferred way to play with the 5.16 Shorty, and that's also why I chose that holographic sight too, because that is my favorite short range scope. Now guys, when it comes to power, you do need a gun with more damage output when hitting targets at a long distance, because you want to be sure those targets do get dropped and they don't scatter. But since this is a 5.16 Shorty variant, it will be mostly utilized at those close to mid-range engagements, so we can be a little bit more forgiving at those closer ranges, because if you have a gun that handles well, whether or not it has low damage or high damage, it makes no difference, because you will succeed at winning those fights because you have an agile and adaptable weapon to swing around in the field that has the accuracy to lean on, and that's what we have here with the 5.16 Shorty. That stock will help us here too, because not only does that UBR Gen 2 stock give us a really clean looking 5.16 Shorty, it also tops us off at a 15% reduction in that horizontal recoil when paired with that tri-laser, and you will notice that decrease when playing with this setup. You will feel literally no horizontal movement when firing this gun. It will only kick ever so slightly in the upwards direction, but we have that grip pod which does help with that as well. It gives us a nice 7% decrease in the vertical recoil, which tames that upward kick enough to where it's completely manageable. So overall guys, the 5.16 Shorty is a great choice for those close to mid-range engagements. The fire rate feels on point, the thing reloads nice and quickly too, and when I do use this weapon, I feel in absolute control. I get that tight controlled feeling when I am firing it. Whether or not you control those shots or you spray in automatic modes, it will do you just fine and you will have excellent results. It's a snappy weapon and it's a good time when you are clearing rooms too. So the best time to use this gun would be when you are doing stealth ops, as well as those loud, tight cornered engagements, so do use this setup and do play around with it. You can of course get by at a distance with this thing, but again, save that type of play for the standard 5.16 and utilize the Shorty in those tighter play spaces. Well guys, that's the 5.16 Shorty. It's a fun little assault rifle. What it lacks in power, it most definitely makes up in its superb control, as well as its ability to drop those hostiles fast and efficiently. And I just want to say, I will probably make a video where I do compare and contrast the different variants of the 5.16, but for now, I just wanted to do a loadout video for the 5.16 Shorty, so do look out for that future video. It will come when I get to it. And as always guys, thank you for watching, and as always, take it easy.